Hello TV fans and welcome to Lost in the Reel. Today I'm going to be reviewing the new 6-part limited series from Netflix, Eric. This crime thriller odyssey through the grimy streets of 80s New York has a unique twist where our lead character is followed around by a giant Muppet-like monster. Will it be for everyone? No. But will it be for you? Let's talk about it. Eric follows the disappearance of a young boy named Edgar in 1980s Manhattan, and his grief-stricken father Vincent, a puppeteer on America's leading kids TV show. Vincent finds solace through his friendship with Eric, the monster that lives under Edgar's bed. In his quest to find the truth to Edgar's disappearance, Vincent is forced into the dark shadows of a city rife with corruption to discover that the real monsters live much closer to home. Set against the backdrop of the 1980s AIDS epidemic, Detective LeDroit, tasked to uncover internal corruption in the NYPD, finds himself drawn into the search for Edgar while privately coming to terms with secrets of his own. Netflix has been all over the place this year. They've recently been releasing dumpster fires on our screens like last week's Atlas, Jerry Seinfeld's Pop-Tart disaster movie Unfrosted, and the highly disappointing Man in Full. But then, they randomly drop a show like Baby Reindeer with not much buzz around it at all, and then it's one of the best things to come out of 2024 so far. There seems to be no rhyme or reason to how Netflix picks their projects, but one thing I know is for certain. I would like them to continue championing truly original programming like Baby Reindeer instead of the life-sucking algorithm bait that they tend to rely on.
I need to fix the algorithm.
And luckily, their new limited series, Eric, despite all of its flaws, falls into the former camp of being a truly original program. That's not to say that Eric doesn't have some familiar ideas. It's basically a dark, gritty crime thriller about a father rattled with addiction looking for his missing son. But creator and writer Abby Morgan has so much more up her sleeve for this story. Morgan, who in my opinion should be an Oscar winner, or at least nominee, for her work co-writing the unforgettable screenplay for Steve McQueen's Shame, translates a lot of the energy and themes from that film to Eric. Despite the cute and fuzzy puppets, this is a series so bleak and full of despair,
No more despair,
that it feels like you are being sucked into a black hole with no way out. The way she has been able to capture the seedy and seductive underbelly of New York in both of these projects is second to none. And our lead protagonist, played by Benedict Cumberbatch, has so much in common with Fassbender's character Brandon in Shame. They are both manic and chaotic wrecking balls, marred by addiction, who destroy everything and everyone around them. Yet somehow, because of the performance and the writing in equal measure, you continue to root for them to find a way to be better. Creator Abby Morgan has so many ideas and themes she wants to cover with Eric that it ends up that Morgan does bite off way more than she can chew in 6 episodes.
This time you've bit off more than you can chew.
Not only does she have this main mystery of the missing child, but then she uses that as a jumping off point to cover systemic racism, the AIDS epidemic, political and police corruption, sex trafficking, gay counterculture, mental health, drug and alcohol addiction, homelessness, and then, to top it all off, she has this children's puppet show as a backdrop for the entire thing. It's a lot.
That's a lot of nuts!
And while some of what Morgan has to say about these issues come through, even more get brought up and never find much resolve. Still, I much prefer seeing a project like this with so much ambition and something it wants to say than one that is completely mindless trying to pander to every demographic. The real highlight of Eric, though, are hands down the performances. Benedict Cumberbatch returns to our small screen in such a ferocious way with his turn as Vincent. This character is so insane and insufferable that with any other performer, it could have gone south right from the get-go. But with Cumberbatch, you know that you are in good hands. That there is a beating heart inside of Vincent, it's just one that is scarred and searching for healing. His voice work as the titular Eric is also sublime.
Oh, Vincent, Vincent, Vincent.
Creating two very different characters that are also intertwined. It's a performance I could see getting Emmy consideration, if not for the fact that this show will surely be incredibly divisive. Our other two leads are also on their A game. Transparent's Gabby Hoffman, who is always exceptional in my opinion, gives such a raw, emotionally vulnerable performance as Vincent's wife Cassie. I love that this could have been the throwaway role, but instead Hoffman imbues so much humanity and honesty into the series through her work. And McKinley Belcher III plays Officer LeDroit in what might be the most impactful performance of the show. This also might be due to the fact that LeDroit is given the most well-rounded character arc from writer-creator Morgan. LeDroit is a gay black cop in a mostly white and highly racist and homophobic NYPD. His relationship with his lover dying of AIDS, his harbored secrets, and intense scrutiny for being different has led him to be a man with a composed exterior, but a seething rage inside. I love this character, and I love McKinley Belcher III's performance. So, I already think that some audiences are going to have trouble getting past the bleak and painful subject material here. And then you have the inclusion of these puppets and this children's show. It's a strange addition to a series that is so steeped in grit that it feels like a Fincher or a Villeneuve production otherwise. But it's also what makes this series so different, and adds a much needed layer of levity to the proceedings. The inclusion of the puppets also adds this juxtaposition of how the evil that permeates this world can be cut through like a knife with childlike wonder and empathy. And if you can get past the fact that you're watching Benedict Cumberbatch running through the streets of New York, cursing up a storm, drinking from the bottle, and snorting and smoking drugs, whilst being followed by an adorable blue monster, it's crazy, I know.
Not good. I mean, that was crazy.
You will see how much weight this concept lends to its main character and his plight. Although I do have my issues with how unfocused Eric can be in its 6-hour-long episodes, I do believe that it mostly came together in the end in a satisfying way. Abby Morgan might get lost in a sea of her own ideas, and even the main mystery at hand gets sidelined by another mystery, but somehow, miraculously, she is able to tie it all together. Albeit not in the most polished of ways, more like in a scrappy, eccentric, pick yourself up by the bootstraps kind of way. But that's what Eric is all about to me. It's about damaged people and a destructive society trying to find comfort and importance in the people and the things that they love. It's about cyclical family trauma and trying to undo the horrors of the past to move forward, maybe even just an inch to a better tomorrow for everyone. And it's about finding a home, wherever that might be, with family, with friends, with coworkers, or even in the very literal sense of the term. I'm honestly just happy that a show as original, as ambitious, and one that swings for the fences with reckless abandon like Eric, flaws and all, can find a home at Netflix. And I hope the streaming service continues to open its door for more and more projects like this one in the future. Thank you so much for watching Lost in the Reel. What are your thoughts on Eric? Did you love the mix of genres, themes, and ideas, or did it not come together for you? What were your thoughts on the performances? Sound off in the comment section down below, and until next time, my friends, take care.